righty, we got that going. All right. Brenda, you want to go ahead and welcome everybody and tell them who you are?
Sure. Hello, everybody. I don't think I know Amy, but I know Karen and Rita. Brenda Bowers, Pioneer Title. I do their sales and marketing and offer and have wonderful classes like Gary to help support your business and grow your business. Also, I do want to mention that Gary does do one-on-one training as well, and Pioneer is more than happy to partner with you on that. We like to do the larger series like this type of training, but we also know that your business is your own little niche. And if you have any type of hiccups that you're running into, please reach out to myself or Gary, and we're happy to set one-on-one, whether it's Zoom or in person. Would appreciate that opportunity. You ready to take it away, Gary?
I'm ready. Once again, thank you, Brenda and Pioneer for sponsoring these and for your concern for your clients and the realtors that you utilize you, so, and all the value that you bring to them. So thanks for you being such a valuable partner. I want to talk today a little bit about live. It's one of those topics that when you talk to people, some people are like, yeah, I know that I'm supposed to do it, but I'm just scared to death, or I hate the way I look, or I hate the way I sound, or I'm not comfortable with it. And I understand that. And that is definitely a common fear that everyone has. So you're not the Lone Ranger in that situation. But live video is such an important part of your marketing mix. And I just feel like it's a valuable piece. And I wanted to take a little bit of time today and kind of give you the basics of live. How do you utilize it? How do you even get started in some cases? So, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So some of you may have done live, have maybe doing lives, maybe you're doing live open houses or, walkthroughs of your home. So if you're doing live video, just put it in the chat box, drop a little note in the chat and let me know that what you're doing with live video. And that way I'll have an idea. But it's obviously I'm doing more and more live video now because it is, again, the idea of how do you resonate with your audience, and they want to be entertained. So Karen says she makes videos and posts on YouTube and on Facebook. So you're creating, but you're not doing live. So, okay, I understand. And that's a good alternative. You'll see that in a moment that live actually gets better results on Facebook than just posting a video. But at minimum, having those videos and doing them and posting on YouTube is a good thing to do. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. And we will be underway here. If anybody else has anything they want to add as far as what they're doing with live, just let me know. Oh, okay. Amy said live video at open house, at open houses, and make videos on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. All right, cool. So going live, the fuss about live video, 80% of people say they would rather watch a live video than read a blog. So it's the aspect of that entertainment feature that they like. That's important. 82% prefer live video to social posts. In other words, they'd rather see a live video than they would just see you write something. Again, another reason why, and the algorithm in Facebook is such that that it gives higher visibility, higher ratings to live video. 96% of consumers find video helpful when making purchases. 48% say they've made a purchase due to watching a video on Instagram, for example. 95% of people have watched an explainer video. That's a video that tells you how to do something. 8 billion videos are watched on Facebook every day. And using a video on your website landing page can increase conversions by 80%. So if you're making videos and you're posting them on YouTube and Facebook, are you also utilizing them on your website? That's something you can do, especially since you put them on YouTube. They're easy to embed on most websites. So something to think about. And I won't really cover that today, but that's another avenue where you can increase visibility and help your website as well. So some tips with live video: use a tripod whenever possible. I was watching an interview this morning on one of the sports talk shows I like to watch, and and they were, the guy was interviewing um, an announcer that had called the World Series game last night for ESPN on radio. And she had her, obviously it was a Zoom interview, and she had her camera phone, obviously, or tablet or whatever, but you could tell she was holding it because it wiggled continually. I mean, there was not a stable, it was not a stable base. And I'm just like, I can't watch this. I mean, it was very subtle. It was very slight. It wasn't, it wasn't something, that I was getting seasick watching it, but just the simplest little wiggle in that video, and was very distracting. Yeah, Karen, I can help you add that to your video to your website if you're interested. So reach out to me afterwards, and I'll have my contact at the end. If you don't have it, reach out to me and we'll figure out what you've got and how you can get websites added. Because with my my website, I can add a video in about a minute. So pretty simple. Pay attention to external noise on your phone. Your phone may pick up crackles and pops and all that kind of thing. So make sure that you have a good sound connection, and if possible, use a remote mic or use like a lapel mic. Okay, if you can see my little screen right there, my little video part that's not breaking in and out. I use I carry a little lavalier mic that plugs into my the speaker jack on my phone, and then I have like 16 feet of cord or something like that, so I can have my phone far enough away that it's not right in my face, and yet still have crystal clear sound. And I do that from my desk. Even if I'm doing it on my desk and I'm doing a Instagram or stories or something like that, I'll put the phone in a tripod and I'll connect the microphone. And in my office, it's quiet. It's just, just two of us here in the house, and it's pretty quiet, but I still get echo in my office. It's still, you still, because I've got, the walls, you get a little echo, or you might get some sound, from a fan or something like that. So I always use an external mic. Just think I get a better quality. Pay attention to the lights, the shadows, and this where the sun is. It's nothing more distracting than to be shooting a video and you can't see anything but a glow behind you because you're shooting it toward the light, and it was just overshadowing your face. You want to make sure you've got a good Wi-Fi connection, especially if you're doing a live video let's say at a open house or something like that. Make sure you've got a good Wi-Fi connection, because you don't want it dropping in and out. You can practice in personal profile only. So if you're going to go live from your business page, and I guess that's another question I probably should ask. If you are doing live, are you going live on your personal page or on your business page? And I highly recommend that you go live on your business page, because that's what you're trying to brand. And because Facebook really says you're not supposed to do business on your personal page. We do it. I got that. But a better solution is doing it on your business page. And I'll give you some tips on how to do that and still get the visibility. But if you go live on your business page, you can't do a practice run. You can't do, visibility and, and test it out because it's live for everybody to see. But if you do it on your personal, just to test it, you can set your personal profile to the video to only me. So you're the only one that can see it. Do a test, check the sound, check the light, check the video, check the setup, and then make sure once you see that that's okay, then switch over back to your business page and go live from there, because the settings, if you see that the settings are going to work on personal, they're going to be fine on your business page. But that gives you a way to practice. Pages automatically have public visibility. I was just talking about that. You want to make sure you add a description, a title and description of what the video is about, so people will be able to know why they want to watch it. And you can do on Facebook, you can do up to 4 hours of live streaming. If you got 4 hours to do, I really want to see what you're talking about for 4 hours. But hey, maybe you got it. Some ideas for video for realtors. Real estate listings with videos receive 400% more inquiries. You want more people to call you, better have video on your listing. Videos attract 300% more traffic for leads. 86% of home buyers use video to research a particular community. So when you're thinking about video, don't just think in terms of the house that you're trying to sell. Remember, the house is just one piece of it. What's the rest of the community? What's the neighborhood like? What are the schools like? What are the shopping and the amenities in the area like? What are the parks and the playgrounds like? Those all contribute to that home, more than just the home, but the whole area that they're buying. So those are great opportunities, that you should be using. And that they're easy to do. You can do a quick video of a, playground, park, community center, or whatever it might be in the neighborhood that your listing is in. You're talking about adding to that sale, and that goes an extra step. 85% of buyers and sellers want to work with an agent that uses video for marketing. These are national statistics that pulled from the Association of Realtors. But again, people look at the agents that use video as much more attuned, maybe much more in with their finger on the pulse of what buyers are looking for, or buyers or sellers are looking for. You can, so those are some tips. So, but the real key to live is in the engagement. You want to keep your audience engaged. When you do live video, plan for replay viewers. Don't just assume that, okay, I was done with it and now I'm over it. So always, always, always plan for somebody to watch that video later. And one thing you always want to avoid doing, and I did it at the beginning of this video, and I'll tell you why I did it and the reason. Don't broadcast, I'm waiting for a few more people to show up, because then the person watching the video goes, well, you don't care about me? The replay, I mean, you don't care about me? So you'll notice that if you watch any of my webinars, I'll do that. I'll say, hey, we're going to give it a couple more minutes before we get started, because I want you guys to know that it's, straight up 12:30 and I didn't start. And here's why. People are slow getting in, but I never start the replay until after I say that. And I go, okay, now it's time to begin. Now I start the record on both, and I start the live stream. So if I'm in this particular case today, I'm not live streaming, but my webinar tomorrow, I live stream that, my 11 o'clock webinar on Thursdays. I always live stream that to Facebook as well. And so I never start the live stream until everybody's situated and it's a couple of minutes in, because nothing irritates me more than sitting there waiting for a video to start a replay and I have to wait 2 or 3 minutes. That's why I always tell people, don't set, if you're using Zoom or something like that, don't set it to automatically start when you go live, or when you start the webinar or start what you're doing. because you've got dead airspace, and that's the last thing you want somebody coming to see the replay. They're not going to stick around for 2 minutes waiting for you to crank up. You want to try to hook your replay viewer earlier. So you want to make sure a live viewer is going to be more likely to stick around because they've allocated the time. But a replay viewer needs to be engaged, and they need to be really hooked into watching the rest of your live replay early. Otherwise, they're going to go away. So make sure that you tell people what you're going to be doing in the beginning, what the live is about, and give them, maybe give them a story, maybe give them something about something that would draw them into the conversation. Do that right off the bat so that you get them in, and then you can get them more likely to stick around with you to watch more of the video. Ask viewers to comment. So you want to ask both in live video and in for the replay, you want them to comment and maybe use emojis. So, something like if you're using live video on Facebook, give me if you're using live video, give me a thumbs up emoji. And if you're not, give me a sad face emoji or something like that. Use emojis. That gets them engaged. Again, it's fun. They like doing that. Everybody knows the emoji aspect of things. And again, it's just a way to create that engagement. Let's say you're presenting and you've got members of a special group. Maybe it's past clients, or maybe it's maybe it's a group that you belong to, and you're presenting, and you have some members of that group in there. Well, it's great to recognize them. Hey, I've got Rita in here from my Thursday 30 webinar group. So welcome, Rita. So you recognize those special groups, and then bring others into questions that are asked. So let's say that, like for example, Karen asked a question about, do I do videos? Do I help people learn how to add videos to their website? Yeah, I'm happy to do that for people, and I'll show you how. It's pretty simple. If any of you others have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me, and I can show you how to do that. And I'll probably have a video already done showing you how to do that. So you bring others into the conversation. The whole goal is to make people comfortable and feel like they're wanted, and they'll stick around. Okay, so that's really the key to engagement. So Facebook Live. So when you go Facebook Live, you obviously have the option of doing it from your phone or from your desktop. Your phone is limited in what you can do. And this was just a screenshot of, from my phone, where I clicked on the post and I went to go live. You can go live right here. It pops up the live screen, and you can do, some other little filters and things like that. But you're relatively limited to what you can do. Now, if you're on location, you're out at a house, that's your only option. You're not going to carry your computer out there. You're not going to set up a webcam and lights and, and mics and all that kind of stuff. So I understand you work with what you have, and that works fine. You just need to understand how those things work. So you go live for your business page, not your personal. You can see right here, this is my 800 Biz Ninja Marketing. So it's going to go, if I go live, it's going to go live on that site. But because I have less visibility on my business page than I have on personal, then I'm going to share it on my personal page. So I'm going to then, once I go live, or after I go live, I'll share it and say I was live on, or if I'm scheduling it, which I do 99% of the time, I schedule my lives. And so once I schedule it, then I share that post that I'm going live at 11 o'clock on Thursday. Be sure to tune in and watch. And I share that to my personal page. So now it says that 800 Biz Ninja Marketing is going to go live, not Gary Wagnon, but it's coming from me. So my friends see it, but they see it from my business page, which gives extra credit to my business page. It brings visibility to my business page, which is ultimately where I want to drive the traffic. And so from mobile, you typically, the best way to find how to go live from your business page is from the Page Manager app. And if you don't have that, you probably want to download it from, it's available in both iOS and Android, but it's called Page Manager. And once you download that, then there's an option there that manages everything in your business page. And that's where you can then go live for your business page. So pretty simple to do, but download the app and it makes it a lot easier to do all kinds of things on that. So when you go live from your mobile, you do want to make sure you have a good internet connection. We've already said that. And the other. My preference though is to use my desktop. And on the desktop, I use Facebook Live Producer. It is a, I'll pull it up over here. Facebook Live Producer gives you a lot more options to be able to go live, to create your video. And so that's the way I do my through Creator Studios. I'll pull it up and pull it over here where you can see it. So in Creator Studios, then I can create a post. I can go live. And when I go live, it takes me to the live setup. So this is kind of what it will look like here. So this is sort of the page. So it gives me the option to go live now, schedule a live, or I can go live in an event. So I'll talk about this page a little more as we go through it. I just wanted to kind of show you where that was, but that's the facebook.com/live/producer. That's where you find this page. You can also, from your business page, you can also click on the go live and it'll bring you here too. So you can, if you want to just go directly to your business page, click go live, it will bring you to the producer, whether you've, it's not anything you have to sign up for. It's automatically there. Just gives you the opportunity. You can set up a stream. So if I can set it up to, and typically, again, mine are all done via stream because I want to be able to share my screen as well. If you go live just from Facebook alone, just raw from Facebook, all you get is your face. You don't get any screen share. You don't get any PowerPoint. You don't get anything like that. So when you go, so if you need to utilize a third-party software to be able to do that, and I'll give you a couple of those in a moment. You can, like I said, you can go live or schedule. I like the schedule because it lets people know. They do see an announcement that you're live when you go live, but if you've got it, if they're conditioned to the fact that you're going to go live at 11 o'clock on Thursday and you've got that reminder goes out, then that it just helps get you there. You want to make sure that you add a title and a caption. And again, you can do that before you go live. The title tells people what you're going to talk about. The caption gives them a little more info to capture attention. And you can add a video thumbnail in there. And I highly recommend that because, as I've said before, and those of you that have been on my webinars, some of my other webinars have heard me say, Facebook, YouTube, all have an uncanny algorithm that goes through your video, your live video, and searches for the one frame in that video where your eyes are closed and your mouth is open and you got the most ridiculous expression on your face. And that's what they put for your video thumbnail. So I don't want that. I want my own video thumbnail so I look better. And it's hard to do that. I got to do all I can to make myself look better. So I always add a video thumbnail to mine, and it's important that you get that consistency of brand. And you can make those in Canva in just a few minutes. Get your logo, get a headshot, put a little color background, whatever it makes you happy, whatever you like. And then once you do that, then and then you've got the video. So again, this is a screen. This is a screenshot of the live producer. So here's where you know, here I'm going live from my 800 Business Ninja Marketing. I can share this to a page. If I want to share it to a different page, that's where I selected that. Here's the title right here. So the title is the next thing you put in. And again, give your title some thought so that it gets people's attention. You want them to give them a reason why they need to come watch your video. Here's the description. You put in whatever you want in your description. You do have the option in some cases, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, of adding a location or an emoji, or, you know, enabling comments, or, you know, things like that. So you can play around with those. You can cross post this to different pages. If you've got more than one page that you monitor or that you manage, you can cross post it to another page as well. You can share it to a group if the page has a group, like some of mine do. You can share it to that. If you're promoting a group, let's say you've created a group for first-time home buyers or something like that. You've created a group with information that you're feeding, and you want to promote that group. Well, you add it into use this and plug in the address there of the group. And then this will plug, and then Facebook, the video will plug that in a link across your video. With the audience settings let you determine if there are a particular group that you're trying to reach. For me, I don't ever use the audience settings. I want it to reach everybody I possibly can. But you know, you might want to select a particular audience. So you can do that. Gaming, you can ignore. This is, most of you, I don't imagine, are gamers, or if that's a different topic, not on this subject. So, but then you also have the choice. If you're setting up to go live now, you have the option to publish as a test broadcast. If you're doing a stream, you don't have that option. You have to do that a different way. So this is if you're going. This is the content for go live now. If you decide you're going to, once you do that, then you're going to choose, you know, how you're going to connect live. So you can use a stream key if you're using a third-party software like an OBS. Zoom will actually tie into this as well. So if I'm going live from Zoom, I use the stream key option. But in most cases, you're probably going to just use your camera, which you click here. It'll make sure you're using the right webcam and the right microphone. So that's what you want to do, is you want to make sure you have, if you're using an external microphone, you want to make sure that that's selected here and that and that it works. So test it out first. This kind of hidden under here is the address. I'm going to show it to you again in a moment, but hidden under here is the address for the live stream if you want to publicize it. What that does is it's basically facebook.com / your page name / live. And you can copy that. You can paste it into your any of your social media sites, into an email, into a text if you want to do it that way. I mean, you can, but that's how you promote this particular this live stream. So that's sort of that setting. There it is right there. I think I took another shot of it. If you're setting it up to go at a certain time, then you can, here's the date, here's where you set the date and time of the live video. And then same thing, you still do a title, and you still do the title and the description, and you can cross post. You can select an image. So if you want to put an image in there that's going to show in the post that is created, then you can, for that image, for the live, then you can do that. So in this particular case, this is not the one I use, but here's a post announcement that says I'm going live at a certain time. And what it's done is it's pulled the cover photo of my Facebook page and stuck it in here. Now, if I had put in an image, if I had chosen an image and put an image in there, then it changes and uses that. And typically what I use is I have some of these already made up, and then I just go into my graphic program or Canva or something like that, and I just simply change out the verbiage. So I use the same header. I have 3 or 4 of them, and I just change out the verbiage for each one, and that's what I put in as the image. So now I'm promoting the title of the live. This says I'm going live. I can use the description will go in here, and the title and description will go in here and show that. But that's what happens when you use that thumbnail. And then I use the same thumbnail for the video after it's done. So I replace it in there. And so here's the stream key. This is, if you're going to stream, this is where you get that information. And there's the live, and there's the live link. So that's how you find that. Okay, so a few live tips. So you want to monitor the chat and welcome audience members as they come in. So you do want to try to set it up where you can see the chat at the same time. Now, that's a little difficult on a phone, really difficult on a phone. And probably your best bet is to have somebody there with you to monitor that, monitor the chat. I know a lot of people do it, but it's real hard because now you've got a small screen, and then you have to read if you're like me, I got to get close enough to read it and see the name, but it's bad. And that's why when I do from my desktop, I have 2 monitors. So if you were sitting in my office right now, as I'm doing this, you'll see that I have the monitor on the right has my PowerPoint presentation, the monitor on the left, and I have the camera sitting in the middle. The monitor on the left then has the chat up. It has the panelist, who's on the webinar. So if anybody asks questions, I see that. So that's how I monitor mine. I do it with 2 monitors. It's, like I said, works really well. You can do it with 1 monitor. If you've got a big monitor, you subdivide and you have, 2 kind of each in section. So you can do it that way too, but it's easier. I like the easy way to do it, the shortcuts. You can also start it on your phone and monitor it on your iPad or vice versa. So if you're out, then you can have your tablet, one of your devices broadcasting and the other monitoring the chat. In my case, again, not only do I have 2 monitors, I have the left front or the right monitor, camera in the middle. Over here, I have a second computer with a monitor, and it's monitoring me, monitoring everything else. And the only reason I do that is so that I make sure that that my stream is working right. I make sure that my share is right and all that kind of stuff. But you could do the same thing with, like I said, with either a laptop, a tablet or a phone, and use one to record to manage the chat, and the other one logged in as you to monitor to run the video. So just a little tip there. Go with your mistakes. It doesn't have to be perfect. Big fear everybody has. What if I screw up? Okay, you screw up. Wouldn't be the first time I've done it. And if you screw it up, you go, oops, that's not what I meant to say. And, and I still love the story of that Brenda's daughter tells about where she was filming a live walkthrough of a house and, stumbled and tripped over something. And, the phone, all of a sudden her live stream is viewing the ceiling or something, weird like that. And she, brought it back, and people, laughed and appreciated it and all that. But it's like, it's okay. We're human. You don't have to be perfect. You know, you're not, MGM is not going to come to you, or Sony Pictures is not going to come to you and sign you to a multi-zillion dollar deal because you did a live video. Okay. So it's not that big a deal. Pay attention to the live comments and questions. Again, monitor those questions. Going back to that, go with your mistakes. The first one of these we did back on the September 30th. We were going to do it live at Brenda's River Branch office in their training room, and I couldn't get my laptop to log on properly, and I ended up having to do the video, or the video and the PowerPoint from my phone, which didn't show the whole way, and it was, you know. But again, you just kind of go with what's there. So another little story there. Pay attention to comments and questions, monitor that. Again, you want to monitor the engagement. There's a few other cool little features that you can do from a Facebook Live. You can create a poll. So you can ask people a question. So, you know, you can create a poll to say, are you using Facebook Live? And I can pop that in, and you go, you know, yes, I'm using it. No, I'm not using it. You know, so you can create the poll. And again, that's increases that engagement. You can also create questions. So the engagement of the poll kind of gets some feedback for you. The question is more or less an open-ended, like I did with the chat here today. So it's more of an open-ended. The poll, you give them the answers and they pick the answers, and then you can go, oh, okay, well, I need to do more about, you know, this or that. So, and those are right here. You'll see them at the top of the screen right here, where it's polls and questions. And the featured link is another one. Here's the question. So you click add the question, you write the question in there, and then let them fill in the answer. You can display a featured link during the video. So if you're promoting, if the video is for a particular home and you want to send them to a custom website that you have for that home, then you can have that feature displayed during the video. And it really becomes a powerful tool, because now you're just not having to say, if you want to see more about this home, go to my website and go to this page and that page and navigate down. No, the link is there, and they can actually click on it and go to that. So that's kind of a cool feature. There are some other things too. They have a custom graphics package, and which is relatively new. And I was playing with it the other day, but I don't have it. I didn't have a good example to show you. So I'll, at some point in time, I'll show you that in the future, but it's got some cool features. And there's your feature link. So all you do is put a description of the link, and then you put your link here and save it. Shows up during the video. So those are some features there. You can actually Facebook Live to an event. So if you create an event, so for example, here's an event that I created for my class that's tomorrow, or my webinar that's tomorrow. And so you can go live inside that event. All you do is you set it to Facebook Live as a location. Normally what I do is I do an external link, because I typically want people to register for my events. I typically want them to register on Zoom, and then that way I have that, because I run them. I do it through Zoom, but share to Facebook. But in this case, and then this way I know who's there. But I could go directly to Facebook Live, and if I do, then it simply lets me add a cover photo. I can charge admission if I want. There's some other event settings I can have here. So you have all of those options if you want to do an event inside of Facebook. And again, that's an opportunity where if you're scheduling an open house for Saturday and you want to create an event in Facebook, then I would absolutely do that. I would put in everything you want to do about that. And then people can bookmark it and watch it, and come in and plan their day around watching your live video. After the broadcast, if you're on the live producer. You can go to your videos on the left side. You can see them there. You can edit the title and description if you didn't already do that. You can go in there and make sure that the title and description match what you wanted. You can add tags and hashtags to make it more searchable. And again, hashtags in Facebook have become a little more popular. So that's, talked about that before. So it's an important that you start utilizing those main hashtags, not to the extent that we do in Instagram, but you want to still have them there. Upload a thumbnail. You can do up to 10. You can share the video, copy the URL, share it to any of the social networks. However, the other social networks don't like you sharing Facebook videos. So if you're going to share it to YouTube, I would suggest you download it and then upload it to YouTube. Same way with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a little more particular about the size and the dimensions of a video. It can only be less than 10 minutes, and it has to be a certain size and parameter. So you may not be able to share a full live video to LinkedIn, but either way, if you download it, there is another option, which I didn't really cover. And there's an option to also create a clip from a live video. And if you create a clip, then that may be something you can use in LinkedIn. Instagram Live is another option. There are more opportunities for visibility in Instagram, but their live video doesn't have near the features and the capabilities of Facebook. So it's limited in a way. It also is done vertical video, not horizontal video, you remember. So now you're, if you're trying to cross promote it between LinkedIn, between Instagram and Facebook, it's not going to integrate well. It will work if you do a live and share it over to Facebook. It will share to Facebook stories because that's the vertical video format, but it won't share to the news feed and look right. Okay. So keep in mind. So if you're going to do Instagram, you have to do it from your phone. You don't have a choice, but it's up 80% from last year. You've got a sense of urgency because since it's live and it goes into stories, it goes away after 24 hours. You can connect in real time. People see stories live and they see stories. If you go live, the live shows up at the beginning of the stories row. So rather than fall into view, it shows up at the very front. So if anybody's on Instagram at the time, they'll see the little live icon. Q&A, you can request questions beforehand and submit via email. So if you want to reach out to your audience and have them submit questions, you can have them email them to you. And now you've got their email address. So that's another way to capture emails. And you can have them sign up for more information for, again, newsletter or whatever. So you can drive them to your sign up forms through live. Share announcements and information of what's happening. A good use for live. I just wanted to let you know that there's been a change in interest rates. We've seen a decrease in interest rates, and we've seen there's a new program just announced. So about for first-time home buyers, and here's the details of it. And if you're interested, reach out and let me know. So that's a good use for live. You capture a broader audience in Instagram because it's not being filtered. So more people will begin to see it. The live shows, I already said, show up at the beginning of the story. It's easy to start in Instagram. All you do is go to your stories, you swipe to open it, you select live, and you click the button, and you're live. I mean, that's pretty much it. You may want to bring in a co-host to answer questions and to handle the responses. Again, just like I talked about in Facebook. So you may want to have someone else co-host with you on that. And that way they can help you respond. Or you can do it like I mentioned as well. You can also do the monitor on 2 different devices. You can choose to allow comments. I always do. I want comments. That's the engagement factor that I want. So, but you can choose to turn off comments if you want. And if you're getting trolled, well, you might want to do that. So there are some settings for privacy, so you can look through those settings, but again, you're trying to reach as many people as possible, so you don't want to get too restrictive. After the video ends, you have a couple of choices. You can either share it to IGTV, which then will let it live in, forever, or you can download it to use at other places, or you can delete it. So you have those three options once a video ends. And I would recommend, if you're happy with the video, either download it and use it elsewhere, or share it to IGTV. IGTV is a simple share, and it stays there longer. You can go live. You want to go live for more than 10 minutes. There's some thought process behind that. Nobody's going to, they may not see it instantly. So if if you do a 2-minute live and they come on at minute 155 and you're just shutting down there, they've missed it. So, you want to go live for more than 10 minutes, but not more than an hour. And again, that's challenging. I don't know of anybody that's really going to do much live more than an hour unless you've got something really scripted and and then that's not necessarily going to come from your phone. You're going to do that from your desktop. You want to promote your live a week in advance. So start promoting it in stories earlier so that you get people to anticipate it and to watch for it and to bookmark it when it comes around. You can also do live in YouTube. And to do that, you need to activate live streaming. It's not automatically set up. What you do is you go to your camera, you go to your little camera, and once you log into YouTube, assuming you have a YouTube channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel, then you can go back and watch one of my videos on how to set that up. But you'll click on the little upload camera icon in the navigation at the top right by your name, and it will say there'll be an option for live video, and you click that, and if you're activated, it will take you to the screen. If not, it'll take you maybe 24 hours for them to get you activated. So I would recommend go ahead and activate it, whether you're going to use it or not. Go to the live on the drop down, and like I said, it may take you 24 hours. And then you can do live, or you can schedule for later, the same way you do with Facebook. YouTube will integrate with a third-party software like OBS, which is open broadcast software. There's a little bit of learning curve, and I won't really talk about it much, but I use it. There's a little bit of learning curve to get it set up, but it does some really cool stuff. And it integrates, it lets you record, it lets you live stream. It lets you do lower third. So if I want to put an announcement on the bottom, or if I want to, screen share back and forth, there's a lot that it does, and it's free. It's a free software. So it's a pretty cool little program. It's called OBS. You could, Open Broadcast Studio, I believe it is, but you could just search for OBS and find it. This is what the YouTube dashboard looks like once you get ready to set up a stream. So again, if you're going to do stream and you want to share from OBS or from Zoom, then here's the data that you need right here. Here's the stream key, the URL, and what you need to set up that stream. The differences between, and I don't really go into that a lot, but if you're interested, you can play around with it. And if you need some help, you can always give me a call. I'll be happy to walk you through that. The advantages of YouTube versus Facebook are the pros and cons. Live replays are a lot easier to find, and you get more reviews from YouTube live videos. With Facebook, it's, after that is over, trying to find the replay of that video is nearly impossible. So keep that in mind as one reason why you do that. They can organize into playlists, and I do that with, I have a playlist in YouTube for my realtor training videos. I have a playlist for my Thursday 30 webinar videos, and then I can simply share that onto my website. And every time I add a new video to that playlist, it automatically adds to my website. So pretty pretty cool, easy to do. YouTube's algorithm helps users find videos much better than Facebook, so they can search you a lot more readily in YouTube. Viewers spend more time watching on YouTube than they do on Facebook. I mean, that's where we go, right? We're gonna somebody, you know, how do you do XYZ? Well, you YouTube it, right? You just, it's kind of like the, you know, we either Google it or we YouTube it, and we Google it to find the YouTube so we can YouTube it, right? I mean, that's the way we do things. Super chat, you can actually monetize a video. There's an option for that. Live video can be trimmed and turned into regular video in their editor. So there's a lot of different options there, and there's no time limit on live stream. Thanks, Karen. Give me a call later on and we'll talk about what you're needing to do. And if you need my number, it's 520-861-4821. Okay. Real estate video ideas, just a few ideas for you to think about. First time home buyer tips, videos, tips for buying a house, what to look for, how to buy in a seller's market, what not to do when buying, home seller videos. Here's just some ideas: how to declutter, curb appeal, pricing your house, what to fix before a home inspection. Double dippers, how to buy and sell at the same time, when to downsize or upsize, you know, luxury home buyers, some things about that. So those are just some options. General topics: what are closing costs? These are educational type things. What's an escrow account information? What's the best time to buy or sell? And a day in the life of the realtor, or, you know, how your process works, or what do you do to market yourself? What do you do to how do you market a home? How do you market for a seller, or how do you help a buyer? So those are just some ideas for you to use, and those make great topics for live. A couple of final thoughts. Fear of the video. Just do it. Just give it a try. Know you're going to mess up. It's okay. Test it with family and friends, you know, a few times first. But the way to get over the fear is just to go do it. Use video to showcase your expertise. That's really what we're trying to do. You know, I do these videos and I do these training sessions to let people know that I'm the expert in, you know, in anything that has to do with digital marketing, you know, and it's, I just said that, and that's contradictory to what I'm, you know, the point I was trying to make, and the fact that you don't need to say what you let your words, you know, come out. You show it in your actions. Well, that's really what this is. And that's what you're trying to do as well. You're trying to build your expertise through the actions, through the videos that you put out there. Expect mistakes and go with them. They're going to happen. Just go with them, laugh them off, and on to the next, you know, the next statement. Don't let it throw you. Don't let it get you flustered or anything like that. So just some final thoughts. So hope you guys got some good information out of that. I do want to mention my my 90-day novice to ninja marketing program. It actually starts tomorrow. You can register if you're interested at 90daynovice2ninja.com. It is a probably going to be a 12-week course. It's going to be structured along the lines of what these videos are. In fact, that I'm going to show you how to do things, but I'm going to go a little deeper into detail. But I'm also it's going to be an active learning type of a environment where I'm not only going to show you, you know, the tips and say, good luck, go figure it out. If you need me, call me. No, we're actually going to walk through this process and implement these things. So for tomorrow's class, I've got a couple of worksheets that I've put together on, you know, determining who your audience is and what your marketing goal is. So if you're interested, you can go over to the 90-day novice to ninja and join. The cost, that's $127. So it's kind of an introductory deal, and it's the first time I've done this class, so kind of keeping it low for people to take advantage of it. Excuse me. As always, there's my phone number, there's my email. Give me a call if I can help you. And does anybody have any questions? Anything that comes to mind that I didn't cover? Anything you're confused on. If you want, fire those off in the chat and I'll answer those if you have anything there. And if not, then I will.
I think you covered it good, Gary.
Guess so. I either covered it well or baffled you beyond belief. So
No, you went, I think it was a good pace. Perfect. Thank you.
all right. So I am going to, okay. Can you go back to the slide with the benefits of YouTube? Yes.
Oh, there you go. Does your recording stay up on this too, Gary?
Yeah, the recording will be up on the, when you close out of this, it'll take you to the screen with the link to it, but it's ninjamarketingdojo.com/realtor training. I don't have it in the navigation, so it's going to be there, but you can watch the replays of this and all of my, all of the videos that we've done for Pioneer. So you guys can check that out. This one will be up about 30 minutes after the webinar is over. So it'll take me to a few minutes to get that downloaded and up for you. Amy, is there a particular question about the slide that you need, or do you just need to copy it? Okay, cool. All right.